Hello, ARC family, and welcome to the ARC journey tonight, or today, whenever you're taking the opportunity to be able to listen. I want to talk about post COVID-19 ministry. That's one of the strategic thinking that we have to be processing now. I think that that is going to lead to transformations in ministry and the way that we are doing ministry. I think we are seeing it happen in all sectors across our culture right now, and the pondering, the anticipation. What's going to happen when a big part of the workforce is going to continue to work from home. I don't think that online shopping, the big uptick in online shopping, that's going to continue, I believe, as we are seeing these shifts and transformations in our culture that have been accelerated because of what's happening with COVID-19. What does that mean for us? What does that mean for the church? What does that mean for us personally? What does it mean for us as a region as we try to serve? And I think ultimately it's going to all come down to how do we help our people do ministry? And I think that the church is going to be transformed in how it administrates and how it conducts ministry to enable our individual ministers, those people that are called by God to do ministry, how they are, what their needs are in service. So that is going to change as individual ministry is transforming. That's going to necessitate a change in how we as a church do ministry. It's also going to necessitate how we as a region do ministry. And in my pondering, I've come up with some ideas or some areas that I think transformation is going to happen or needs to happen. And I would be interested if you give feedback, what your thoughts are, where you think this is headed, what you are hearing from podcasts you're listening to, or anything that you have been attending online that is speaking to this. Any input, I think, would be fantastic and warrant a discussion. I think that one of the areas is in critical care, how we are caring for people in the midst of physical, mental, emotional crisis. Um, it's been transformed. I don't know how long it's going to take till things get back to normal in a hospital. Uh, what's that going to look like? How do we do ministry to those families? How have you been doing ministry in the midst of COVID? How has that been effective? How do we do that moving forward? I think that's one of the things that we need to consider. I think also we need to consider self-care. One of the things that I think has been hardest for us as pastors and as church leaders is we are so used to being there on the front lines, being one-on-one contact with someone, especially when they're going through crisis, and not being able to do that has led to some of our own feelings of inadequacy, shortfall, and we have to. How are we doing self-care at the moment? I think that that's something that needs to be evaluated. Have you done it well? I'm learning through all this, and I don't think I've done it well. I think that there are ways that we can do this or process this, or there have to be better ways to do this. So that's one of the conversations that I think we need to do: crisis care for others and ourselves post COVID-19. I think of course, one of the other areas is online ministry. I know that there are two churches that are really working right now to revamp all of their online presence. I know I just listened to Carey Nieuwhoff's latest podcast, and he talked about hiring experts, which is kind of outside of our realm because of expense and everything, but experts to help us design and consider our entire electronic footprint. And I know that United and the Latrobe Church are currently in process of doing that. I think I'm also aware that um, Mount Pleasant is considering this in the process of this, working this through also. It's more than just doing church services on Sunday morning and putting them online. I think, it was wonderful to see Breakneck and Clinton's Ash Wednesday service online in a way that it was targeted for at-home families, that you can do this together. It is that kind of processing. How do we do online discipleship? How can we provide online Sunday school class? All of those things that lead to effectual disciple making. And communicating the gospel, bringing people to a relationship with Jesus Christ, helping them to deepen their walk, and then releasing them to do ministry. How are we doing that online? All of this is part of the process of connecting for a new time and age, a transformation. I think the third aspect that I've been processing is how do we continue to push ministry down in the hands of the people because of the way COVID has hit us. There has been a lot more independence in our local congregations, people doing ministry on their own, just going and doing things. And how do we continue to encourage that? How do we push on that? How do we expand that as we move into post-COVID ministry? We do not, I know I don't want to, and I know your hearts, you don't want to. We don't want to see it go back to the way it was, where there are paid staff or one person who is doing everything. How do we acknowledge those people in ministry and release them to do the ministry that God's called? How do we put the resources in their hands and help them to become excellent at what they're doing, successful at what they're doing? I think that's some of the transformational stuff. Now I'm really excited because I don't know if you can tell or not, but I am really excited that during a conference in session this year, May 15th, Lance Finley, our executive director, is coming online with us to talk about this specific topic, transformations that need to be happening for post-COVID-19 ministry. So I would suggest to you now to gear up. Who do you start praying, discern with the Spirit, who needs to be there to be able to hear that conversation? Because we're going to have, he's going to give us a presentation that is going to be surrounding that topic. And then we're going to give you some time during conference to actually process with your people. The intention is that you can bring your leaders together all to hear this, and then you can have this discussion with them over the lunch hour about what this means for us. Where do you think we're at in this? Is this off the wall? All of those things, so that you don't necessarily have to be going through this alone, or saying this is can come from Lance and be a part of the discussion. We'll have a short time to be able to share back, report back about what we think and where we're at. And I'm really excited. I think this is going to be a great opportunity to help move us and the ball forward with all of our leaders. And it will be a great opportunity for you. So that's one of the things I'm really looking forward to at conference this year. I know being online, it has its shortcomings and drawbacks, but at this moment, it is what we got. It's the hand we're dealt, and we're doing the best we can, just like you. We're doing the best that we can. So I really want you to consider, as you are considering how the ministry of your congregation needs to change to be able to enable those people to do ministry that God is calling to do ministry in your local community, how you support them. And I need to hear from you what you are thinking the Allegheny region as a conference needs to do to support your church and you in helping that process be successful. That's where we're at, and that's what we're pondering right now. And we need your feedback. We'd love to hear from you. Give us a shout out. Let us know what you are processing. And great to talk to you, and can't wait to see you. Keep shining. We'll talk to you soon next week. Hang in there. Bye bye.